Hey, welcome. This is episode number 81. I'm Rachel from Aussie Online Growing on Shopify. This episode is all about your inventory. If you are a product-based business, if you want to become a product-based business, if you're looking at an upcoming product launch, if you have inventory sitting on shelves that should be turned into cash because it's costing you money just sitting there, this episode is for you. I want to share with you today my inventory planning system. It's actually a bucket system, I've called it. It's my inventory bucket system, all about planning your inventory and turning inventory into cash, or at least having a plan to turn your inventory into cash. So if that sounds like something you're interested in and something you need to hear about, this could be a quick revenue jump for you, like a quick revenue bump for your business. If you're looking for some quick cash, I reckon one of my buckets in my inventory bucket system may be just what you need this month as we get close to the end of the financial year in 2024. So without further ado, I'm going to share with you this system of buckets. There are 5 buckets in my inventory bucket system, and it will make sense as we go along how they work together, or they sort of work in tandem with each other. They kind of run off the back of each other. I was thinking about it in my head as like almost a water fountain. You know, those water fountains with buckets where one of them fills and then tips into the next and tips into the next and tips into the next. That's sort of the picture I had in my head of this system, where the overflow from a bucket rolls into the next. So if you imagine a bit of a waterfall or a water feature with buckets, where the overflow of a bucket rolls into the next one, that's kind of what this system is. And each of these buckets is an avenue or a step along the way for you to make revenue or make cash in your business. Each of these buckets is an opportunity for you to turn inventory into revenue, into cash, into profit, to increase our cash flow for our small business or our micro business, our not yet launched business, whatever the stage of business you are listening to. If you are into products and e-commerce, if you have products you sell, you may even be a service-based business that also has products, then I hope you find this a bit useful and valuable, and maybe gives you some ideas and avenues of how to plan your inventory better, but also perhaps to give you a way of feeling like you have a system in place so the inventory isn't just purchased and then sits around for a year. Do you know, like if you purchase inventory, often, hey, I love to shop for inventory. I feel like it's an excuse to go on a shopping spree when I'm buying inventory for my business. So perhaps I'm a bit of a shopaholic at heart, in denial, because I feel like when I buy inventory, it's legitimate shopping because I'm buying it for my business. But that is a trap you can fall into. Like, you're spending money like anything else. It's inventory, sure, which is hopefully going to make you money and is like the foundation of an e-commerce business is the products, but it can still be a trap. We have to be careful not to get carried away and just become a bit of a shopaholic, which perhaps I am if I think about it. I think about it more critically, which is why I developed this system, because I was getting concerned I had perhaps gone a bit too much on a shopping spree over January and February, and now all of this stock that's arrived that I had plans for when I purchased it is sort of sitting around me now. I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do to move this stock? I cannot keep this inventory here indefinitely. It's money sitting on the shelf. If you have inventory laying around with no plan for it, it is money that's tied up that you need to release. You need to suck the money back out of that inventory and use that money for something else. Your business needs the cash flow. If you are new into business, I'm like 4 years in, so that is still pretty new. My business needs the cash flow of that inventory turning over. I can't afford to have it sit around for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months if there's no plan for it. If I have a plan for it, that's okay. And that's sort of the I guess, a benefit of this episode, or perhaps why you may find it beneficial, is if you have gone shopping willy-nilly for inventory of things you just love and admire and want to have and think your customers will adore, but that's your only plan, that's kind of where your plan stopped. I'd encourage you to go and think about this bucket system for inventory and see how you can put that inventory you already have shopped for on a whim into this system so that you know you'll get your money back for it. You know there's a plan to turn it into revenue, to turn it into cash and cash flow and profit for you in your small business to support your family. So let me go through these 5 buckets. The first one is called the gamble bucket. This is the fun one because this is where you just go shopping. This is what I did in January and the early parts of February. I spent a lot of money on things I just liked the look of and I thought my customers would love. But that was about the extent of planning I had behind that inventory. There was no other really critical thought or planning behind it. I was sort of just on a bit of a shopping spree for my business with my credit card. So it was fun for sure while it lasted. And then all that stock has started showing up and now I'm trying to retrofit plans for it. And so all of that inventory now falls into other buckets and I feel so much better about it because it will turn into cash. It's not going to be sitting here in a year's time. So the gamble bucket, this is bucket 1, the top tier bucket, the one that is a gamble. You don't know if this is going to turn into money or not. These are new products you find, you think your customers may love. You're launching a new brand and you're just testing products. You are launching a new collection. You're testing products. You're experimenting with things. You may even have like a variation on an existing product. So you have a product that did well and now you can find it in a different size or a different color. So it's a gamble bucket. This is bucket 1. It's like the top of the table or the tier or the top of the fountain for buckets. So you don't know that it's going to turn into revenue or not. You may have it sitting on your shelf in a year's time or 5 years' time. It may end up gathering dust. You may not be able to turn it into revenue or profit because no one might want to buy it. It's a gamble for sure, this bucket. That's number 1. The spillover from this bucket. So let's say I purchase $1,000 worth of inventory and $300 of it my customers love and purchase a third of it. So a third of it I sell. The other 2/3 are still sitting here and I'm not sure what to do with it because I put it on the website. I told my customers about it and they didn't love it. That other 2/3 is going to spill into bucket 2. So there's now a plan for this inventory. It's going to travel along this inventory management bucket system so that there is a plan for it. It will turn into cash. That's what I want to get across to you today. And I feel encouraged by and reassured by my own business. It will become revenue for you. Never fear, it will. It's not going to be hanging around in a year's time. We won't let it. So your inventory that spills over from bucket 1 goes into bucket 2. Bucket 2 I have called the planned bucket. Bucket 2 is the planned bucket or like the expected bucket. So these are things you have plans for. So I've got some products I showed my customers, they didn't love, they didn't go so well. But I've got a plan for it down the track. You know what? I'm going to put it inside a bundle with another product. So I'm going to sort of relaunch it or soft launch it or share it with my customers in 6 months' time and see if it hits different. So there's a bit of a plan for it. The other thing that falls in this bucket of planned bucket is your existing stock that turns over. So the existing range, your existing SKUs that you have some data on, that you can kind of anticipate with some reasonable expectation of how often they're going to sell through, sell out, turn over. So I buy a heap of stock yesterday for things that are almost sold out because I know that they're going to sell out in the next 2 months and I'm going to want new stock. So they're purchases of stock. When you spend money on inventory, that's planned, that's your existing range that you can kind of reasonably expect, it's planned out. You will need them at some time because it's part of your existing range, or perhaps it's some of the stock from bucket 1 that didn't do terribly, it bombed and now you're stuck with it and you think, okay, but maybe I could plan to relaunch it in 6 months' time, or I'll put it in a bundle with some different products and make a feature of it in 6 months' time. So you have a plan for this bucket. You've got a reasonable expectation that it's going to turn over into revenue, but you don't know that for sure, of course. And products I find that sometimes have sold really well a month ago have now like cooled off. Like they're on fire for a bit and then they peter out and they fatigue a bit. Makes me think about, Meta ads and Facebook ads. They start off well and then they fatigue. They were in season, now they're out of season. They were in vogue, now they're out of vogue. Even things like I have an autumn collection. Well, autumn is fast, like drawing to a close, and I have not sold as much of that autumn collection that I had expected to sell. So that inventory was planned. It wasn't a gamble. It was a planned expense when I bought it. But did I overshoot on the quantities? And now I have this bulk of inventory in my planned bucket that may not sell in a reasonable time before the end of autumn. And then what do I do with it? So this bucket is bucket 2, is planned inventory, or the planned bucket. Things that are part of your usual range often, or things that you have a plan for and you can kind of expect are going to roll over at a certain rate. But of course, none of that is guaranteed. So what do you do with what doesn't sell? So my autumn collection, if I can't move that autumn collection, say by the end of May, by the end of June, then what am I going to do with that? Well, it's going to roll into bucket 3. Bucket 3 is your next bucket. The overflow of the previous 2 buckets, remember, are rolling through, rolling down, spilling over into this next bucket, which is bucket 3. Bucket 3 is my paid for bucket. This is my favorite one. My paid for bucket. These, for me, in my personal business, are my subscription box customers. These are the customers who are my subscribers, who sign up for a beautiful, themed, curated, topic-driven little mystery bundle of stationery goodies every month. And each month has a theme about it, a special topic, and they all match, they all go together. They get a little cute little visual guide or instructions. They get mystery products around a theme. For example, some previous themes have been steampunk, summer, afternoon tea, greenhouse. So they're themed. Every month is a different theme. So if I have inventory from bucket 1 that's rolled to bucket 2, that's now rolling to bucket 3, can I use some of that inventory in an upcoming subscription box? It becomes paid for then, because my subscribers get pay every month to be a subscriber, and they get a mystery surprise box. So they don't actually know what's coming in it, but they know the theme. So I do a sneak peek and they get to see the theme with a tiny little snippet of a bit of a corner of a product and a couple of colors. So they can't work out what's in there exactly, but they get an idea of the colors going on the theme. It's really fun. They love it. I love it too. It's the most fun thing to do ever with customers. But this bucket is paid for, because my subscribers, even though some will cancel, some payments will bounce, I might have overshot with some of the quantities I've purchased and I've got extra by mistake. The wrong thing shows up from a supplier, and now I've got this item that I didn't even order and didn't need or didn't want. But can I lump some of this inventory into a paid for bucket? And it gives it a price tag straight away. Already I know, even though I have products behind me sitting in some drawers that I don't need till July or August, and I have already paid for them, I don't lose any sleep over that stock, because it's already paid for down the track. My customers already will get that inventory down the track. This is a great bucket to have if you already have it, to make more of. If you've already got it, like put more products into this bucket if you can in your existing range, existing things that fell through the cracks and spilled over from the gamble bucket or the planned bucket. See how you can integrate them here into the paid for bucket. This is a great place to shop. I need to do some shopping for this paid for bucket now too, for an upcoming subscription box that I haven't yet shopped the inventory for. So I love this bucket. This is my favorite for sure. I feel like this has more certainty around it than anything. What else have I got written here on my list for ideas? Paid for is already paid for by my subscribers. It's planned and it's purchased and it's already sold. But like I said, sometimes there's extra stock that I bought for this bucket that I don't need in the end. Wrong things arrive. It's not even the right products that I ordered. Cancelled subscribers, or subscribers when their payments bounce. What do I do with that product? So if I'm rolling inventory through this management system, through this bucket system, and I've landed at the 3rd bucket, what happens to things that don't fall into this bucket at all, or things that spill out of this bucket? They go to bucket 4. Bucket 4 is the sale bucket. This is like tried true. This is familiar to you, I'm sure. Put it on sale. Put it on clearance. Just get it out of the door. Like, get some money back for your product somehow, some way, by putting it on clearance or on sale. Of course, you could do things like end of financial year sale coming up so soon here in Australia. In like 6 weeks' time is the end of the financial year. 6 weeks? It is too. Oh my goodness. I need to get on that myself. Boxing Day sale, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter. so many opportunities through the year to have a sale based off of the time of the year and the calendar when people are looking to spend, but also just put something on sale, put a collection on sale, put something on clearance, anything like that. So this bucket here is the sale bucket. Customers will see it. It's a bargain. They want it. It's going away. You put it on clearance. It's never coming back. You've got a limited amount. It's on sale just today, only 24 hours. It's a flash sale. All of those things you are all very familiar with, I'm sure I've done before. That's your fourth bucket. That is a bucket where you're probably accepting less money for your products than the previous three buckets. Like in the gamble bucket, planned bucket, paid for bucket, I'm still keeping things at retail. Nothing's dropped below retail for me in those three buckets, so I'm making a decent profit margin off of that stock. When things spill over or fall into the sale bucket, it really just needs to get out the door. You really just need to move it on. It needs to be cleared out and moved on. These could be ranges of products as well that have literally died. So you've just not had any sales in ages. They were really great sellers. Now suddenly they're not. You to put it on sale and get it out the door. Get some money back somehow. You need the cash flow. But get that cash flow back and then find some new products or some new stock or do something else with that cash. It honestly does no good to you sitting on the shelf when it's not selling. So put it on clearance, put it on sale, make the most of the times of year when people are already looking to spend, and put a selected product or a selected collection on sale or clearance at these times of year, definitely. You may be wondering, how can I have 5 buckets? I said at the start there were 5 buckets, and perhaps you are thinking, that's got to be the last bucket in the line, Rachel. What bucket would come after bucket 4? There's another one. I had 5 buckets. Bucket 5 is what I've done this year for the first time, and I call it the last chance bucket. Bucket 5 is the last chance bucket. Any stock, anywhere, anywho, any way that has not moved in any of those previous 4 buckets, I have put in the last chance bucket. I can't show you behind me, but I actually have a physical box, like a physical storage container labeled for this, because this is another, I do quite like this bucket too, the more I think about it. I pop bits and pieces in this bucket often. This bucket is called the last chance bucket because this bucket gets turned into grab bags for my customers. I would call them mystery packs, but because I do a subscription box with mystery boxes, I didn't want to use that term. So grab bags, a bundle, a little themed bundle, a cheap bundle, an on sale bundle, but nobody knows what's inside. This last chance bucket is not products that are just on sale because a customer sees something they like, that they know they want, it's on sale, it's a bargain, they grab it. This bucket is bucket 5, the last one in the line. This is your last opportunity to turn that stock into cash with grab bags. I did grab bags back in March. I don't know if I've shared an episode about that. I probably need to. My revenue bumped up a lot in March. I made a few $1,000s in March just from grab bags. And a grab bag is a mystery bundle of products with a retail value of $100, and I charge customers $50 or $40. I think I charged $50 for one. Yeah, $50, but the retail value was $100. And they had no idea what they were getting inside the grab bag. In fact, I made it very clear up front that some of them would be double ups. You may get, if you bought 2 grab bags, you might get identical products. So most people did not buy 2. If people did buy 2, I know that some people mentioned one was for them and one was for a gift for a friend. So this is the last chance bucket. Put leftover stock, sample stock from last year, from a winter collection last year, or Boxing Day sale 2022 you've got hanging around in this container, a physical container in your office, in your workshop somewhere. As it starts to build and you see how much you are collecting, or even a range you put on sale, on clearance, and you still have some left, chuck the products in here, and then you've got one opportunity now to turn this into cash. I promise you won't regret doing this. One of the reasons why I think this is so good too is your profit margin is better than bucket 4. Do you know, often if you put something on sale, if you do a deep enough discount at bucket 4, you're probably putting things on sale of probably 50% off, maybe 60 or 70 or 80, depending how much you want to put it on sale and clear it out. You may only put something on sale for 30% off. So it depends. But let's say in bucket 4, end of financial year sale, you're putting things on a pretty decent discount, a pretty decent sale of 50% off or 60% off. I put something on sale a couple of weeks ago for 70% off. Well, if those leftover stock from that sale rolls into bucket 5, I'm probably getting a better profit margin off it in bucket 5, because bucket 5 for me is a $50 grab bag with the retail value of $100. So the product I could have sold for 60% off in bucket 4 that I've still got, I'm now putting in bucket 5 for 50% off as a mystery grab bag. That I don't think that's confusing when I say it like that, but I guess that's a lot of chopping and changing and a lot of interesting, like, intricate parts there. But that makes sense when you think about it mathematically. So this could potentially be for you even more profitable, this bucket, for the inventory you can't get rid of than the previous 4 buckets, which I think is crazy. I love it. I love this system. I'm really proud of myself, if you can't tell. I hope you find this valuable as well, to think about your inventory in a sense of buckets and how it needs to move through the buckets, and for the specific purpose of getting you cash at the end of it, of giving you multiple opportunities to turn your revenue into cash, your inventory into cash along the way. But if it doesn't, it rolls from bucket 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. And at bucket 5, you're getting your money back. Do you know what, as well, at bucket 5, I should say too, grab bags, amazing. Also, gift with purchase is a great idea at bucket 5. So you are giving it away, but you're tying it to a purchase. So I launched a new product recently and I did a gift with purchase. I was surprised how well it went. I sold a lot more of my brand new product bundled together with this gift with purchase than I thought I would. So I launched a new product and I paired with it a gift. So buy the new product, get this gift with purchase. It made a real difference. My conversion rate was the highest it had been in quite a while for that little window of few days out of the month. I know I don't advocate, obviously, making decisions off of analytics in Shopify over 48 hours over a month, but I've been doing this for a little while now. I know well enough what my usual conversion rate is over a month, and I was stoked. My conversion rate had doubled in a few days just by doing, well, I'm sure one of the reasons was doing this gift with purchase, where I launched a new product. Plus, with the new product, if you bought it, you got a gift with purchase. The gift with purchase was free, but it was stock that came to me accidentally. I actually ordered something different and they sent this to me. I could have returned it, but they gave it to me for a really good price to keep it. So I paid a very minimal amount for this stock. And so I decided I really wanted to bundle it in as a gift with purchase. That's another way to use revenue in bucket 5. Another way to use revenue in bucket 5 is a new customer bonus. So a new customer gets this special bonus, a special gift, a special mystery something from you as a thank you for being a brand new customer. You could flip the coin and do the opposite as a loyalty bonus, a loyalty gift. A customer who's been with you a long time or has placed a certain amount of orders could also get a special freebie gift or a special bonus, something that you have anyway that you haven't been able to use in the previous 4 buckets. Give it away to your customers and build that loyalty and appreciation for what our customers do for our business, and give it away as a gift with purchase or a new customer bonus or a loyalty bonus, or put it inside a grab bag and just clear it the heck out of your business and out of your office and out of your warehouse. For half price is a pretty good return on clearance items you've not been able to move in the previous 4 buckets, if I can tell you that. Like, if you purchase some stock back at bucket 1 as a gamble and you've now held on to it all the way down to bucket 5, if you can get back 50% off the retail value of that product, I would do that all day, all week long. That is such a good return on stock you've not been able to move any other way. If you do an even deeper discount, I think you're still winning. I still think you're still way out in front for the sake of keeping it around and on your shelf with no plan for it. This is your plan for it. So take some action now today. Hey, what are you going to do with some inventory you have hanging around? What can you think about the inventory you already have and how it might fall into these 5 buckets? Is there another bucket I've forgotten about that could be useful or beneficial? Send me an email, jump onto the website and send me an email. Let me know what you thought about this episode. It's you can find me at Aussie eCommerce. No, you can't. Oh, sorry, that's the old website. Actually, you can still find me there because I've rediverted it. But our website is Aussie Online, growingonshopify.com.au. Leave me a comment there. Send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. You can reach out for a free discovery call as well. Hey, when's the last time you did an audit on your Meta ads account? When's the last time someone did an audit for you and told you what's going wrong and what's working? I've got a case study episode coming up shortly of a customer. I did an audit for her of her ads manager account. But when's the last time you did an audit of your ads manager account? Have you spent thousands of dollars on Meta with no results? You need to come and see me and book yourself a free discovery call, or just jump straight through the website and book for an audit, and let me audit your account for you and check the metrics and give you reasons why things didn't work, or reasons why some things may have worked, you just didn't realize, or perhaps your expectations were out of whack, or perhaps you had the wrong objectives for the wrong things you needed in your business. It's so intricate. Hey, like, it's so intricate, so many things to learn. I have built 2 brands using Meta. I love that. I have learned so much about Meta in 4 years, and I have advertised every day on Meta for 4 years. Please, if you find an agency, if you look for a Facebook, Instagram ads expert, check the last time they spent their own dough on Meta. Check the last time they spent their own cash building a brand on Meta, because they will spend your money very differently than they will spend their own. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars. I don't know how much now, probably pushing 85 grand on Meta in 4 years of my own money. And I have very, very strict guidelines in place for myself of how things need to be structured, laid out, and how they should perform. So please, whatever agency you use, if you use an agency, just be rest assured, check with them. Make sure you get a progress report every 2 weeks, not every month, and check when the last time they have advertised themselves on Meta. Have they ever done it themselves, or are they a brand new agency staff member who's been given the smaller accounts, which could be you? It would be me. When I've gone to agencies before, I'm a little account. I don't spend $1,000 a day on Meta. My busiest times of the year, I spend $100 a day. I'm a small account. My expertise is in growing small, micro Aussie e-commerce brands and small, micro Aussie service-based brands who are looking to grow locally. That's what I can do, and I can help you with. Head to the website. You can find information there. You can listen to podcast episodes there as well. And please go ahead and do something with your inventory today. You will feel like you have made money today if you have this plan. Honestly, I feel better just putting the plan in place and deciding the actual chain of events and life cycle my inventory will go through. Makes me feel like I made revenue today without even like having to hustle for sales, just by having this plan in place. I hope you do too. Head over to the website where you can reach out to me and send me an email at aussieonlinegrowingonshopify.com.au. Leave me a rating, a 5-star rating if you haven't already, or review the podcast, and I'd love to hear from you. Reach out for a free discovery call and see how we could work together. I'll see you guys next time. As always, keep learning.